I feel like it's that thing like in high school where you're just getting trolled. And you got that one friend who's like, you're like, okay, I get it.
Oh, are we back on yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're
like
on.
still driving, you know? So of course, you fucking asshole.
You would think that was intentional. No, it's not.
Soupy Jones said, "Must be the season of the glitch."
The season of the glitch. That's the name of this episode, I think.
The season of the glitch. I'll buy that. Yeah, no, I fully don't have control of the switcher. So we are live, I think. So there we go.
Yeah, I can hear the audio.
Live? Great.
The audio's there, but there's no picture right now.
Well,
So,
there's
yes.
a picture.
Well, I mean, like, we're not up there.
Yeah,
Like our
we
screen
got stuff to say. This is DreadLore. We're playing the Red Writ.
We're on, right? Okay.
This is DreadLore.
Oh my God. We're playing the Red Writ. Thanks, Couchfire Media, for the media production. Thank you, all lowercase letters, for the music, and Mr. Interrupt for that too. The Patreon people, please give us money so that we can correct these issues. Oh, this is part 2. Let's rock and roll. What's the last thing you guys heard me say?
We had topped the hill. I could see over to the left. The gates of Grosse Pointe was the last I'd heard.
Right.
Up hell. No.
The hill. All right. So, Simon, as you and the rest of you that are in the car, you top the hill. You see to the left the entrance to Grosse Pointe. To the right, what you could assume is a parking lot to the park, which is behind Grosse Pointe. It is a massive hill. You know, at the top, it's called Bald Hill Cemetery because this hill is, and this park is heavily forested, save for the very top where it is bald. So you have a choice. You can go in through the park. You can go in through the main gate. It is as I described it. If you have any questions, you can ask.
I think do you see a fire up there?
That's a question. Is the fire still going?
As you look toward the hill, you see heavily forested, tall trees, massive canopies that are bowed over. It's difficult to tell like where the trees are and where the ground is. There's so much snow. And you can see into the parking lot where massive tree branches have just collapsed all over the place. So this is proper ice storm apocalyptic shit. That said, at the top, knowing where to look, you see just a scant reflection of some firelight.
It looks like it's still on fire to me.
Out in the distance. Can we even get to it?
We could either go in the front here It'll be a little easier going, but they may see us coming. If we go around back, where we chased that guy down earlier, we can probably sneak up to the cemetery there and get an element of surprise on them.
Mariah will chime in. Yeah, and no offense, Simon, but this car's really loud.
It would be a little bit tougher go because the snow's getting deeper, but we could at least hopefully sneak up on them and get some sort of surprise on them.
I wonder. This car is one of those ones that has like the long covered like trunk in the back, yeah? That you can access through the back. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. How do you guys think about this? We charge through the gates with the car. I open a portal with the key in the back of the trunk, and we jump through that into the house while they're looking at the car that's ramming the gates.
The whole reason I hotwired this car and drove over here was because I did not want to go back through the globe.
Mariah goes, wicked.
If you would
come
want,
on, Simon, it'd be fine.
if you want to
maybe
do
we should
that,
save the door for like if we have to like get out of here.
It's not that far. It's not
I
that
have
far.
2 keys. I have 2 keys. It's fine. I have 2 more keys. 1 to get in, 1 to get out.
I want to do the door.
You don't get out of 2 keys.
Local inside joke there.
Oh, that took me too long.
oh,
Get
yeah.
a Pip. Would you like to describe anything about what in the world that means? Suffice to say, very bad bar.
Terrible.
Is it a dive bar?
No, it's a college bar. No,
It's a bad.
it's a bad.
Isn't it?
Bad bar.
Isn't it shut down? Didn't it
No,
close
they
down?
opened a new
Surprised me.
one in a different area, but the one
Oh.
got shut down, I think, because of health code issues.
Yeah, it's like cancer. All right, so
I'm gonna open a door back to the game.
Hey,
get a Pip and die in a fire.
If you want to do that, I'll go out.
I'm not
And-
going without you, Simon, Mariah says.
I'll trek through, and you can do the distraction. We've already done the plow a car through something once before.
Yeah,
I'm
and it
going-
worked, didn't it?
We still had the Revenant on us, but
About,
Like I
I mean,
said-
at this point, how about we just walk in and start shooting people in the head?
Mariah does a slow turn, as does maybe everyone in the car.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like shooting things in the head is all that effective anymore, does it?
and father, that seems like a rough way to go.
First of all, I never officially became a father. Okay.
Yeah, he just became an uncle.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less. And let me tell you something. They were going to make me take a vow of poverty.
Well, those creatures are probably getting closer to us. We need to make a quick decision. Like I said, I can go it on foot if you guys want to plow in, so we hit them at different sides.
We might as well.
If we do that, I'll take it on foot from the front side, but at an angle. I won't go all the way around back and up Bald Hill. I'll go in along the streets and come in the house to the side if you want to plow the
But-
car into the house in the front.
Wait a minute. If you're going to go downhill, how are you going to be able to stop yourself? Especially in this weather. If you hit the brakes, it's like a roll of the dice as to whether or not you'll be able to stop.
So, just to clarify, if you go around to the left, that's where the front gate is. This is not the gate to the house. This is the gate to
it's the
Grosse
gate to
Point, the actual subdivision. The gate is closed. You can tell. It's about a 1/10 of a mile away. And you've been through that, or you haven't been through that specific gate, but you know you've been through the southern gate.
Other gates.
You know that it'll go around, it'll link up to the same sort of loop that's in this subdivision. And the Butte's house is at the bottom of a slight hill. It's a slight grade where a cul-de-sac is, and they got sort of that corner piece. Large house, takes up pretty much the entire cul-de-sac. Behind it is a massive, quotes, backyard. We're talking several acres. I forget how many, but we're talking like 40 some odd acres. It's quite a bit of land. And it all is hilly, which the main structure is this bald hill. If you go the way of the park, you'll be going through, imagine Shiloh Park. You're going through a heavily forested park. And when you go up to the cemetery, you'll be climbing a hill. Simon, I want to say you have actually seen down this hill into the cemetery. You saw someone shooting at you, which turns out to be probably one of the detectives. It's a rather steep hill, but I mean, it's not insurmountable by any stretch. There's some trails if you could find them. So that's what you guys have to choose. What do you do? As you're sitting there, you get the heater blast. It's cold outside. Sleet is starting to fall. The wind is starting to pick up and buffet you to the side. You hear against the car as you're at a higher elevation than you were. And the sky, when the lightning hits, is a torrent. It is scary to see. You see clouds, stratus clouds, going to and fro, and then above them going the other direction, almost in like a vortex looking thing over Detroit.
You want to plow the car in, we can go through the gates here. We'll stop about a street away. I can hightail it through the backyards.
If you really want to go out there in the cold, then...
Well, we're gonna have to end up in the cold anyway. But that's what so I'll head it through the backyards. You
So
plow
wait.
the car into the...
Mariah says, wait. So you're going to get out alone and you're going to go through the gate?
No, we're gonna take the car through the gate and we'll stop about a street away, a few houses down. I'll get out and go through the backyards and you plow the car into the house, if that's what you want to do.
Oh, we're going to plow the car into the house?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
That
And
sounds like a plan,
Mariah-
Leah.
Mariah will turn to Leah and say, Mom, didn't you already go through the backyards?
Well, yeah, when it wasn't snowing.
Was it hard?
I had to do some climbing before. But
All right. So what do you guys do?
well, obviously, we were trying to maintain an element of surprise, and that's not quite as big an issue this time, I don't think.
What do y'all do?
Leah will definitely opt to, drive the car.
What
So-
do you do?
I
So-
get. I don't know. I
I-
wait to see what Simon decides to do. Yeah.
All right, so I'll go in, you plow the car in, I'll follow behind the car, and then you jump to wherever you want to jump through the thing. So I won't go through the backyards. I'll come in after the car hits, and then you guys pop in on the other side, and we'll close them in.
Okay,
Got it.
sounds good to me.
So I'll be.
Well,
the
I'm
car-
coming with you as
let-
Mariah, makes her decision. All right, Simon, you're at the wheel, man. What are you doing?
Hey, I will drive. I'll get to about 5 houses away from the Butte's house.
So the gate is closed.
Oh, okay. I'll pull up to the gate.
Ran the gate.
Well, that's what I was.
so-
I'm gonna.
As you get up to the gate, it's pretty level. Wheels slipping. You get to the gate. You see
Is
it's
it-
closed. Big wrought iron gate. The lights are going. They are gas lanterns.
Is it chained or is it just shut?
Nope. It's just shut.
I'm gonna slowly push into it and see if that'll.
As you do, and does it open? Ken, we roll me d6. As you push the gate open with the car and take to the right, Mariah knows the way. She, not that Simon doesn't, but Mariah will be like, turn here. For she knows where the Butte's live.
And so we'll get to.
As you realize, by the way, Simon, Mariah knows these roads.
Yeah. So we'll get to about 5 houses away. I'll be like, here, Leah, you take the wheel. I'm getting out here.
Let me describe something.
Okay.
As you get to where the hill is, it's a slight grade. It's enough to start sliding a little bit, but Simon, you're able to control the car a little bit and or enough, and put the tires maybe to the curb, so it doesn't slide down. Go on.
Well, I will stop at the top.
Okay.
So that way they can have the full.
You can see then that part of the front of the house and the 3rd floor has blown apart. There's charred bits all over the cul-de-sac. You see there's a couple bodies laying blown out and in pieces. And stuff's on fire. Beyond that, maybe there's 1 or 2 houses that have actually burned a little bit. It seems eerily quiet as you're sitting there kind of looking. You got the headlights on, I'm assuming? Or have you turned them off?
Yeah, the headlights are on.
Okay. As you headlights on, shining. The street lights, they're gas lanterns. They're all on. So there's actually this Halloween, just in time, glow all over the place. Several of the trees have broken and fallen into houses and all sorts of stuff. The rest of the houses, though they'll have some lights on, seems like there's no movement whatsoever. As you're sitting there at the top of the hill, let's pause for a moment. I want you guys to think about this, for this is important. Nord, you step into the black. Your plot armor allows you to survive this. But something happens in the gloaming. Let's find out what. We're going to have a fate roll here. Who's fortune, who's false fortune?
I'm fortune.
False?
Drizzle, you have to do it.
All right.
No,
All right.
Drizzle.
All right. Let's see. Give me a second.
The dice have been chosen. Prepare thine aspects.
Okay. So I'm doing this just so that everyone who's watching knows, and so you guys know, I'm doing this so that there's no question as to the validity, as to the honesty of it. So I'm going to send this to Drizzle really fast. Why? Because he's not doing anything else. All right.
We could disappear. I mean, Nord could just vanish.
You're good. Well, you're not going to finish because you have plot armor.
Yeah. But people can vanish in the void.
Oh, yes. People can vanish. Different place in the game, you actually may vanish, but not in this one.
This is where the false sense of security comes in.
Yep.
And as I travel, I think in my mind, I am Nord. I am good. This is amazing. I have magic defense. I do have a +2 to my magic. I don't know if that counts, but defense. I am also going in with ulterior motives. I seek specific things.
All right. Drizzle, I should have numbered those, but it's 1 through 6.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. So the fortune and the false fortune about this is the degree to which one of these 6 things happens. You understand? So one of them is going to happen. It's just what's the degree of bad or the degree of good. Okay. So fortune and false fortune, here's the stakes. There are 6 possibilities that can happen. We're going to roll a d6 to decide which one. Fortune happens, it is in Nord's to his benefit, not necessarily the mission. False fortune, it is to Nord's detriment. Okay? Both will add to the character, just one is going to be the negative aspect of Nord. The other one will be to the positive aspect of Nord. All right.
It's
Roll
not
it.
like he's gonna get
Lucky
clean.
number.
Well, that's a potential.
Oh no!
These
I
are
got a
all
lucky-
these are all dynamic things.
If he gets clean, then
So I
it,
got a
it's
lucky
like
number.
ruined.
He loses his power.
So I got a lucky number. It's 77.
What'd you get, Holker?
I got a 50.
Yeah.
Hey, Holker, who's the sponsor tonight?
Our sponsor tonight, it's good that you asked, is
This is the fortune, by the way.
Yeah.
is perhaps the invention that has done more to allow humans to socialize and interact with each other than any other. And that is pants. Because there's a high correlation
Pants.
between people who actually wear pants and those who are able to be in public and interact with other people in a rather civilized manner and not get hauled off. Whereas if you'll notice the people who do not wear pants, who have not availed themselves of this invention, they don't last long in the presence of others, especially people they've never met, especially people who aren't really, who don't know that they should be there without pants, right? So it's only logical to conclude that we as a human species did not cooperate and were relatively solitary, much like turtles, right? They don't wear pants and they're not around a whole lot of other turtles. They just kind of on their own. And we were like that beforehand, before someone came along and invented pants, and then we were able to start actually existing in tribes and cooperating and running other species into extinction. Pants.
I don't like wearing pants around Rebecca Foster.
No, you don't. Thank you,
So,
Pants, for this episode.
So you know what I do, Nord?
Oh, no.
I use the rest better proficiency, not really.
All right. So, Nord, roll a d6.
Oh shit. That's a 5.
Drizzle,
Yep.
what is it?
How are you? Number 5 is that Rebecca has been.
Oh! Okay, so we got to describe it.
Oh no.
Drizzle,
She's a vampire.
they pop out Let's describe it.
So
It's fortunate.
yeah.
She doesn't have crabs.
No. So as you guys pop out beside your van, you look over at Rebecca and notice that she's a little bit more muscular than she used to be. She's like the toneness of her muscles is really, she's kind of ripped. She's maybe a few inches taller. Her hair has gotten longer. But not necessarily in a bad way. And she looks quicker than she used to.
Something has happened. You know, Nord. You feel a little bit different. How you feel is up to you, but you're on different drugs. It's not the same high. It's not the same level. In fact, we'll say the hangover's gone. Whatever hangover you had, you've already sweat that out. This is something else. So you can decide what it is. You notice that Detective John, he's wearing slightly different clothes, as are you, slightly different. Meaning there's this sense of you guys have changed clothes. And yet again, some time has passed. John is favoring his shoulder as he kind of like moves his shoulder around. He looks down. This tastes like... Oh, time's passed, hasn't it? As you see your van. It's spray painted on. What does it say? Drizzle, what has been spray painted on the side in big block letters?
I sell drugs.
Well,
Yeah,
Red.
in big tagged letters.
And on the other side, if you go around, it says free candy.
I gotta paint over that sometime.
Hulker, anything else that has happened in the time that you guys have been gone when it comes to Nord's van?
My headlights busted.
Oh man. You guys could have said good things.
The other one works.
It's like a cupcake on it, something.
I think that was
something good.
That was busted before, I think. I'm surprised William Tibbets didn't come back and like
just take a big vampire shit on it.
Take a big old shit on that band.
Yeah, in fact, that's what happens, as in all of what I just said. Nord, you got the keys. You see that door to where you were is still there, and it is open.
Because
you can see. Go on.
The door is still open from.
Oh yeah.
And once everybody's out, I'm gonna shut it.
Okay. As it's gone.
Good. When I was in there, I've been worked in the past. Can I have grabbed some wood?
Yeah, you'll have gloaming wood or dark wood.
Yeah.
So that's in the book. If you want to know what it does.
I know what it does.
Yeah. Do you want a length of it, or do you just want like pieces of the bark?
Yeah,
or
I'd
what
like
do you
a little like a tree bark, maybe like a staff or like a
staff,
or like a fallen limb or something.
Yeah. Do you want it to be brittle, or do you want it to be like a walking stick?
Yeah, like a walking stick, I think would be interesting.
Sure. Yeah, you have a Gandalf stick.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this item, it will be in the book. It's a mage's staff.
Ooh.
It's made of dark wood. Yeah, fuck it. Let's rock and roll. Let's have some random rolls really fast and see what's kind of cool. You guys cool doing a couple random rolls?
Sure. Yeah.
We'll use the whatchamacallit, the playbills. So anyone who's wondering, we're getting this information out of the DreadLore book, which you can get online. You can also get the PDF and all that good stuff. Go to dreadlore.com. And the other materials are free if you join the Dark newsletter. Go to dreadlore.com, you can find it. And every month I put out a deal. It's not necessarily about DreadLore. It's about just tabletop role-playing games, little adventures, and all that good stuff. Okay. So. Oh, and for the record, for all of you, I updated all the playbills, so they're good to go.
Nice. I find it fun creating a character that way. I think it is interesting.
It's pretty interesting.
And it's
kind of
fast.
an old way.
It's fast.
Yeah, it's a lot faster. Alrighty. So, let's see some stuff that Nord and his merry band of adventurers may have found. All of you roll a d100.
Mm-hmm.
30.
All right, so for 30, Nord, you would have found the staff, of course. But you would also have found a light weapon. This weapon would be bladed. So we'll say it's a hatchet, made with gloaming wood and this very dark, like Damascus steel. What'd you get, Leah?
76.
Ooh. Nord, you see in your back pocket, sort of like off of a ring belt. You were like, where the fuck did a ring belt come from? But you went to the Renaissance, so you have a ring belt. You see this pack of sacraments. The sacraments have everything that's written in the book about them, if somebody wants to look it up. And Hulker, would you roll?
I rolled an 8.
Hopefully it's another rag of alchemy.
In the top of your staff, you see there's a crystal in it. It's a palm-sized gem.
Damn.
Of sorts. Andrea, what color is the gem? What kind of gem is it?
It's an ameturine gem.
What does that look like?
So part of it is purple and part of it is yellow.
Nice.
Because amethyst and citrine are the same stone, depending on how much heat they get exposed to.
So we'll say, Nord, you've got one use of purple, one use of yellow pigment that gives, and its uses. So we'll say that is a trait, and you can use it as a trait.
Wow.
That crystal, you'll somehow know, is a resonant crystal. It stores one thought or one secret.
Whoa.
And if you look into it, it can act as a distraction. The crystal itself has a trait called glimmering. So if you look into it, you can use it as an item of focus. It can be distracting, and it can literally store an idea. When you put it in your staff, we'll just say that the staff has a trait on it, which is glimmering. So you can take it out of the staff, but that's for you to deal with. All right, and Nord, what did you roll?
I got a 70 or 700.
So 70. Ooh, interesting. You have a pack. It looks like I'll actually show you really quick. Sort of a canvas pack. Like this.
Nice.
When you open it up, it has all these sheets of proto paper, so scrolls, and they have this dark brown writing, which you can designate as or identify as blood. These are a pack of scripts. So see how many you have. Actually, it might be in the book. Of course, always roll, but
Always
is it
roll.
actually written?
Pack of
Always
scrolls.
roll. Pack of scripts. Okay. A rolled up leather pack which can contain up to 6. So roll a d6.
4.
All right, you have 4 scripts. Scripts generally emulate the work of surgeons, though I've seen that some mimic other forms of magicka and alchemy. A standard pack of scripts contains the following. You ready? 3 biomancy scripts. And then you have 1 Licia Onye and 1 liquid litmus. So you have 2 biomancy scripts, 1 Licia Onye, and 1 liquid litmus. The biomancy, when you read them, it heals 1d4 plus 1 vitality.
Oh, wow.
So you have 2 healing scripts, 1 Licia Onye, which is like for soothsaying and the stuff that you do, and 1 liquid litmus, which you can also use to get high, or you can use to identify the truth of things. So you have theurgic items.
All right. Wow. Magic.
Go through the door and get good things when Drizzle rolls for you. Or tells you what's up. Okay. As you get into the van, you gotta turn it on as Rebecca is
Freezing.
like she's taken off her jacket and she's just sitting there. You see her skin is steaming.
Ooh.
Like she's like hot.
Are you?
And she actually is. She looks virile as fuck. Like
Damn. You've been
like
working
ready to fuck. She looks.
out?
I don't know what happened, but it feels great.
I am. I get a cassette tape. Like I pull down my little visor and I pull off a cassette tape.
What
And
is
I'm
the
like-
music Hulker?
I turn on the car
Remember 1982?
and I put some Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf.
But I
That's in every movie.
Oh, Hooker, you get it. You get it. All right. Denied. Every movie. Done.
Including this one.
Steppenwolf's fine. As you Born to Be Wild. All right. The engine turns over and you rock and roll. Where do you go?
I'm going to bid my van.
Okay.
Hold on one sec. To activate quick and dirty, I'm going to put chains on my tires.
Okay.
And
You
I'll
prep. John
oh.
will help you.
Yeah. And then we're gonna head to the Butte's house, and we're gonna go straight up the main drag, and we're gonna floor
Main
it.
drag. All right. So, as you guys start tearing ass Mystery Machine style, you get out onto a side road. You see several people in the streets. They've heard your van. They're coming at you. Some of them are shooting guns as it's ting ting off the sides. They're not really hitting you, hitting the car. Maybe like one hits and ricochets off. And they start mobbing the van. You've bid. How are you dealing with this?
I'm gonna
Born to be wild.
push the accelerator button.
Just start crashing through people. Bam, 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 bam. You hear John kind of curse under his breath as you guys are like getting knocked around in your van as you hear Rebecca Foster howl. Ow! You whip around the corner, smash into somebody. They just explode out. Snow going everywhere as you start tearing ass down this way, hitting people as you go. The snow is heavy here. It's like covering up your one headlight. So we're talking like 3.5, 4 feet of snow in places. As you're pedal to the metal, tachometer is at 5, 6. You see smoke coming out the front as you're just trying to move through. You pop through a big drift. You're going at sometimes 30 miles an hour, sometimes 50, sometimes 10, as people are on top of the van now. All the windows broken and cracking and such. People are trying to get in as the doors open. Nord, you're sitting there like in a Vietnam movie. There's no seatbelt. You're in the driver's seat. You got one of the, the steering wheel things. Unless this is a stick. Is it a stick? It's like a manual van.
It might be a manual. I mean, yeah.
If it's manual, it'll make it easier to move, but you also have to drive it that way.
Yeah. But
so it's manual.
I got John, and I got I'm gonna say, hey, I'm driving this thing the best I can, and I'm gonna bid underdog to get through it, and I'm gonna say, hey, why don't you do something about all these people trying to kill us, Rebecca?
Indeed.
John.
All right. So, top of the round, world action. People are coming in the back. There's a couple. There's one dude trying to pull Nord out of the driver's seat. Passenger door has been ripped off. 2 people are trying to climb in. There's a few people on top. Who's playing Rebecca?
I'll play Rebecca.
Okay. Who's playing John?
I guess it's me.
Is John dead? Okay, you're playing. All right. You guys are acting as them. Top of the round.
As
they're pulling Nord out and they're trying to get in the vehicle.
Nord
has bid them, so you can go cunning if you wish.
Oh, I'd like to spin cunning.
Okay.
Or can
Yeah, of course you can.
So do I spin my cunning for Rebecca? Okay.
Nope.
Do I spin my cunning for Rebecca?
Nope. You spend your cunning for you.
Okay.
As the 2 start to try to come in the passenger door, you see Rebecca grab her arm around the headrest and proceed to try to kick one foot into both of them, like one foot into each of them, and kick them back out.
She does. You see her muscled legs. As Nord, you hear their neck snap. What does John do? We'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
John
1.
pistol whips one of them.
Bip! As he pistol whips one of them, shoots the guy in the stomach as he flies out. As the other dude grabs a hold of him, and they both pile out of the car. You see John left in the dust. Player turn. Oh, sorry. Nord, what are you doing?
John fell out of the car?
Nope, because cunning says that you go before that.
Okay.
You see him about to fly out of the car.
I'm going to spend underdog, and as people are like trying to get on me, Nord's a little shifty, twisty little dude, and he's just like kind of like super high. So he wraps around and he grabs him by the collar. He's like, "Hold on, you got to stay in the car, buddy," while holding on to the road. With the
and so
wheel.
what are you trying to accomplish with it? You're not getting pulled out.
Not getting pulled out.
Nope.
Him not getting pulled out and me not getting pulled out. Us both getting pulled out.
As you're slipping around and you sort of move the wheel back and forth, fishtailing it, you see the dude trying to hold on to John. Flies off as John catches himself and turns around as he gives you a nod. Thanks, man.
Oh, anytime.
As you start going down the strip, Nord, gain a derangement. For you have murdered some people.
Gotcha.
You look over, Rebecca
Oh.
Foster is sitting in the chair, like her hands, one hand on like the dash, one hand on the chair, her feet up, like her doing like the squat. As she looks over, she looks kind of like Sarah Connor. She's got like the jacket off, just like a tank top. She's in these, cargo pants, and she looks feral as fuck. Her hair like flying, whipping in this wind because there's cold ass -40-degree air. It's hard to breathe in here, even though you've got the hot air kicking, which is saving you, like maybe allowing you to breathe and talk. She's sitting there howling, slamming on the side of the van with Born to Be Wild going as you guys are tearing ass. You see Grosse Pointe up there as you near it, passing by the marina and all that shit. Lightning strikes. The rain and the snow continuing. Flipping to you all at the top of the hill. Thunder all through the night. I promise to send Jesus in the... Leah wakes up. Ha! Sudden flash of thunder.
Okay.
What are y'all doing?
Thunder.
Leah,
So
I've got an hour, motherfucker. Wake up.
I
Leah.
reach into my bag and I pull out my paints and I make a grenade. No.
Go to hell.
Well, so we're at the top of the hill, so Leah will start prepping the car to drive down the hill and smash into the house.
Leah,
How do you do that?
take the wheel, and I will hop out the driver's side, and I'll go around behind the car and start to head down the hill, like by the sidewalk where it is.
Okay. Go on.
So Leah will actually, instead of getting in the driver's seat, she'll sort of, fiddle with you'll see her fiddling with the steering wheel for a little bit and then actually sort of jamming like a stick down it to sort of lock it in a straight position. Then you'll see her actually pull her one of her shoestrings off, and use it to tie it to the accelerator and sort of loop it through like a bolt hole in the underneath where the accelerator is, and she'll throw the string over the seat of the car to where she can reach it in the back. I mean, maybe shoestring is probably a little too short for this, so we'll say that she pulled like a short rope out of her backpack or something.
Do you have a rope in your backpack?
Maybe. Probably not. No. I don't know. I don't even think I actually have a backpack. I'm probably making it all up. Yeah, no, I don't. Okay, so
You tie both your shoestrings together.
she's using two shoestrings.
What do you bid?
And her belt. I bid. What do I bid? Adaptable.
Oh, I love it. Great bid. As Leah, you do all of those things. As you measure it out, and you will say that since it's such a good bid, you don't have to use your belt. But your shoes are open. What kind of shoes do you have on?
I don't know if we actually ever described that. Probably she would have had some kind of relatively athletic sneakers.
You got some sneakers? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
As you whip out the shoestrings on the sneakers and start rocking and rolling. So on your sneakers, we're going to have a flaw that says unlaced.
Yeah.
But you've got this all set up. Simon, what are you doing? And you know who I'm going to next.
Yeah. You see, like I said, so I get out of the car and I go around the back, and I'm going to bid high collar. So I've got my collar turned up to brave against the cold, and I'm trudging down the sidewalk towards the Butte House because I'm waiting for the car to go this way. And as I'm doing that, I've got the blunderbuss under my coat, and I'm packing a load into it.
Cool. Absolutely. So position yourself how you want to be. Okay. And think about that. Tony, what are you doing as all this is going down?
I get out of the car, and I'm still near Leia, and I have my I have a revolver with a couple shots left, and the flashlight that I just used to beat someone over the head. It works, but I'm not turning it on just yet.
Okay. As you're pretty much shadowing Leah, Mariah pops out, and before you realize it, Simon, you see that she's following you.
Okay. When I do realize it, I'll tell Leah, stay in my wake. It'll be easier for you to trudge the snow. Mariah, stay in my wake. It'll be easier for you to trudge through the snow if you're behind me. I'll cut the path and you stay behind.
Okay, Tony. She keeps on going down, following you. All right. What are you all doing? Oh, excuse me. As you start going down, Simon, you can bid or throw down to notice something. And Tony, since you're sort of standing back and not taking an active action, you can make a bid or a throw down to notice something as well.
I will bid cop because I'm paying attention to my surroundings.
Okay. You guys can tell that the engine is on. It's a little bit louder in so much as there's no sound, save for the thunder. Lightning strikes every so often. The weird din of, now you know, people howling from Detroit. And the snow is insulating, so you can hear the car. It's not particularly loud, although the headlights are kind of obvious. Tony?
I will bid my background local.
Okay.
To see if I notice something.
Simon, you're about a stone's throw away from the house, or however close you want to be. You're pretty much where you need to be.
Yeah.
So you're within yelling distance, okay?
Yeah.
Of the group. When you hear a branch crack, of course, look up and see on the porch, which is blown out, there's actually someone sitting on the porch. In the blackened area, their clothes are black. Their hair is all down, and they've got this widow's peak, and they're bald and scraggly. And as you look at them at first, you might even think they're like a Halloween ornament. So you realize they're not. They kind of look like Grimwald in so much as a skeletal person. So you realize there's something otherworldly. It's one of the vampires.
Oh.
Sitting there, as it wasn't a branch that cracked. It was either they cracked their knuckles or maybe they moved. Perhaps it was the chair that they're in, like they shifted their weight and it popped. Did you see one of them sitting there looking out, not towards you? They're actually, how you're facing them, they're perpendicular to you, facing you. Okay, so a 90-degree angle, be looking out towards the other road. It's hard to get a feeling off of this person because they seem like a scarecrow. There is something really weird about them, but that's not unusual. Tony, as you're sitting there, I'm sorry, go on.
Mariah, let's be quiet and move slowly. There's someone on the porch.
Yeah, Simon, come on. What the fuck is that? She drops the F-bomb. She is a teenager.
It looks like it may be one of those vampires.
Oh,
If it's
shit.
well, if it's one that we know already,
Why would it be here?
I don't know. But if it's one that we know already, they may trust me.
Yeah, but if it's here, doesn't it like them?
Not necessarily. There's a lot of stuff going on that different forces. Doesn't mean they're all on the same team. We learned that with the Hands of Blue.
Tony, as you're at the top, you see the person. I'm sorry, you don't see that person. You see Simon and Mariah kind of stop for a moment. You notice beyond the house, on the bald hill, something changes. The light changes, and you can just barely make out through the foliage and such, and the distance, that people are up there gathering in a circle.
Hey guys. Look past the house. Look up there.
Well,
You
this point
yelled
is
at, or
just
you
me.
not saying that's Aaliyah?
I whisper it to Leia.
And Leah looks up, as she's getting ready. She looks up at the hill.
Leah, as you look up, you see what Tony's saying, and you hear a weird sound in the distance. It's hard to place what it is.
Good.
It's coming from behind you, though. Maybe off to the left.
Well, it's too late now. We've got to follow through on the plan. We have to follow through on the plan. Get in the trunk with me.
Fine, all right.
As you guys go over to the trunk, you open it up. The sound, Leah, is now louder. It's in the distance. Tony, you start to hear it too, as you might maybe even look over your shoulder, and you see through the houses down sort of the hill towards the front of Grosse Pointe. You can't quite see, but you see this dishevelment, and you hear this loud crash.
Maybe we should wait until we see what's going down back there before we.
To be wild. All right, Nord. You made it to Grosse Pointe as you get up to the gate, and before you're able to do anything, Rebecca slams her foot on the accelerator. Let's go! As you burst through the gate. Clang! Slam into a house. Destroy the front end of the house. And start tearing ass. What are you doing?
Well, I'm a little dissociative right now. So, I mean, I'm kind of rolling with it, but I'm going to look out to see if I see, any gatherings of people. I might go towards them.
It's dead. It's dead. It's this opulent neighborhood. You just crashed into a mansion.
I'm headed towards the Butte's house. So I was like, I think, Rebecca, we need to
up the hill.
We need
or
to go
around the bend. Which one do you do?
Towards the Butte's house. So just let me drive for a second. And
she moves over.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you go up the hill or around the bend?
I'm gonna go.
Both lead there.
I'm gonna go up the hill.
Okay. As you it takes you a little bit longer as you plowing up as you start to get to the top of the hill. Leah, you guys are at the trunk. What are you doing?
Leah, looks over at Simon's like, "Are you ready for this?"
Simon or Tony?
Tony. That's what I meant. Tony. Yeah. Tony, you ready for this? Sorry, me and my daughter had the same illness.
Who's going to open the trunk up?
Who's going to open the trunk up?
Yeah, once we get in.
Well, it'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open.
We can kick it open.
It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open. It'll sort of, I don't know, we can kick it open
You sure about that?
Well, no. I mean, this is an Oldsmobile. You can just kick out the back window.
I'm not so sure that's going to work.
Well, if it doesn't, we can just shoot it.
Freezing. It's like minus 40.
We need to go before we die of hypothermia.
All right. Fine.
And she yanks on the string, and the accelerator.
Right, you get in the trunk, close that bitch as you yank on the. As you go over the hill, flooring it. Woo, 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 woo. Just to be a dick. Simon, roll me a d6. Tell me if it's a 1, because they didn't go the right direction.
It is a 4.
All right, as somehow it's like Leah's done this before. Simon, you and Maria are standing by as you see snow fly in front of you, and the Oldsmobile tear ass. Take out a couple mailboxes, and like a Santa Claus, just because it's still up, because they're rich people, fly into the air. Just then, Simon, as Leah and the Oldsmobile filled with Leah and Tony flies by, you hear "Born to be Wild" as Nord's van wheels around like floats to the same place as where the Oldsmobile was. You see, it's all kinds of fucked up. It's tagged out. It's like leveled up, as hanging out, and in fact now climbing on top and surfing. You see Rebecca Foster somehow sticking on top of this thing. Meanwhile, you see Nord with holding on, and all sprawled out, and behind him, Detective John puking his guts out the back.
So Rebecca looks like a young Michael J. Fox.
Shut up. Yeah. Yes, she does. Nord, as you whip around the corner, and for some reason Rebecca gets out of the van and on top, you hear her. You see the ass end of the Oldsmobile go over the hill, and a couple seconds later whip past Simon and Mariah on the side of the road, and then fly into the front of the Butte's house. As you see somebody on the porch jumping out of the way. What are you doing, Nord? Because you do have speed. Do you try to slam on the brakes?
I'm gonna
keep on going.
I'm gonna slow down slowly.
There's no slow here because you'll slide.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm gonna pump the brake. Well, not pump the brakes because she'll fall off. She's on top, so I'm just gonna take my foot off the accelerator.
Okay, as you guys fly over this hill, flying down, going the exact same path like a slalom.
And I'm going to try not to hit the house.
Like, no way that's going to happen.
Can I bid for that?
It's like when you're sledding.
You can try.
Like when you're sledding and so many people use that same path, and you just keep hitting it again and again and going a little bit farther, a little bit farther.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna bid the van.
Okay.
Avoid.
What do you want to do? What do you want to try to do? Like you got too much inertia to stop. You got to go somewhere.
Well, I'm gonna miss the house. I'm gonna try to go in between the house and something else. So I
the
took
woods.
my foot.
This has happened.
Yeah, into the woods. I remember
As
early on when Leah drove the Buick right into the woods, and I'm gonna try and slow down through that path.
You do. As you're hauling ass straight up through where Simon's car has been.
You want to come down from there?
Oh, you have no idea. That's all happening. As the van flies into that hole, into the woods. Nord, shit's broken. The headlights are broken. You hear a tire fly out. There's branches just scraping up the side of your van. That new paint job's getting all jacked up as you land about a quarter of the way up that hill.
Nice.
Simon, you and Mariah, the cacophony of vehicular stunts, and then an eerie quiet. Actions on you.
Hey, Mariah, let's move slowly and see what the fallout
Where did
is.
Nord come from?
Was that Nord? Is it the
That was his
side
van.
Well, it said I sell drugs on the side. I wasn't for sure if it's him or not.
She kind of stops and looks at you and pulls on your shirt. Listen, I have to tell you something. Nord sells drugs.
Well, but he didn't advertise like that.
I'm pretty sure Rebecca Foster was surfing the van.
That did look like her.
And my mom just got into a trunk with Tony and crashed your car into a mansion.
I know, and nothing has happened so far. Why has nobody come out?
Speaking of fate rolls. Okay. So
fine. It's fine.
Nord and Simon, which one of you is fortune? Which one of you is false fortune?
If I'm against Simon, I'll be fortune.
Okay, before you guys roll, we'll go to stakes, but we do have a bit of an action here. Leah and Tony, you guys have a very, very bumpy ride as you are slammed up against each other. What do you all bid to not be pulverized and knocked out?
I bid steadfast.
Tony?
I will bid Golem, resistance to all non-magical damage.
Golem. Okay. As you slam into this thing, Leah, this hurts. Roll a d12.
Oh, man.
I thought golems weren't alive. I thought they were just clay.
Well, Tony's not alive, so it fits.
3.
As you take 3 damage, slamming around like a wrench that's flying around, hits you in the head, hurts like a son of a bitch. As you're sitting there and Tony has held on to you, he has a couple, maybe a screwdriver in his shoulder. As you see him pull it out, ding, 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 as there's no blood. As he's sitting there and you guys are in this beaten up tin can of a trunk, as you're at some weird angle that the Oldsmobile has crashed in. You smell gasoline and smoke.
I think we probably should get out of the car now.
How do you do it?
Leah turns her body and starts kicking the back of the trunk.
Fate roll. Here are the stakes. False fortune. Well, you're jammed and the doors don't open. Also, you about to explode. This is the 1982, baby. Fortune. Plan works, and somehow you're able to kick open the back seat. It's not dislodged, and you're able to wriggle your way into the cab of this Oldsmobile. Either way, the fire is burning inside. It already was. And the gasoline is spilling out. Y'all are on a timer. Roll.
False fortune is a 75.
I got way less.
Timer's going. What do y'all do?
I'll use a proficiency.
False fortune's a 94.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's hard to. I only got a 72. I rolled pretty good.
I will use a proficiency.
It's 45 seconds.
Okay.
Go on.
I will use
You got to
one.
do.
Okay. Ulker's was better. It's a 48.
Let's see here. What do I want to roll? I'm just trying.
25 seconds.
I'm trying to.
You're waiting. You get that? Do that.
Roll!
There.
Oh shit! I got way less. I got a 11.
Proficiency again. Roll it, damn it! I can't believe we'll do it a timer.
It's another 75.
I got a 94.
There you go. Kick
What do you
open
do?
the trunk.
What do you do?
I kick open the trunk.
As you kick open the trunk, you see the light. You see the firelight. What do you do?
I leave the trunk. I get out of the trunk.
Where do you go? You're in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get out of the trunk as well.
Tony, you start getting out of the trunk.
And
And then I run towards the hole that we just made.
All right, as you run out to
Yeah.
the front, Tony, what are you doing?
I guess I'm going to follow.
Boom! As the Oldsmobile explodes, it raises up like in a movie, hits the top floor, second floor. As that floor just flies down, this house has been burning for a while as the structure is just destroyed. As it all crashes down, Simon and Mariah, you see the blast like dragon's breath as Leah and Tony get caught up in it. Whee! And they're sent out into the cul-de-sac. What do you guys bid and or throw down to not get 80-degree, 80% of your body's burned?
I would just like to point out that it's all right since the car is neither financed nor under warranty.
I bid
Were you-
Firebug. I don't need to fire, no. But I do bid Firebug.
All right. And Tony?
I will bid my focus, which is burning.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice.
As you both slide in the snow, you're put out. For a moment, you are actually on fire. Drizzle, roll me a d6. This is the amount of damage you guys take.
It's a 3.
Take 3 damage. As you look at the house, the top floor just falls down, the second floor falls down as the house just starts caving in. There's just scant bits and pieces left. Whoever was on the front is gone.
I'm going to look at Mariah and be like, don't worry.
Mom!
No,
She runs towards her mom.
no, I grab her and I go, don't worry. The snow will put them out.
As you grab her, all right, you guys poke your heads out of the snow like moles.
Yeah.
Hair sort of singed, kind of cut up, beaten up a little bit. You can see, you two, since you're in the cul-de-sac, you can see up the tunnel that the van has made. You see the blinking lights of the taillights up a little ways. And Rebecca Foster's nowhere to be found. John is clambering out of the back. Nord is in the driver's seat. Okay, the action's on you guys. What are y'all doing?
I look over at Tony and say, well, I think that worked out pretty well, all things considered.
Where's everyone else?
Well, apparently, for some reason, Nord's up there with the van again, and so is John. And I'll look around and see if I can see Mariah or Simon.
Are you guys
Or-
hidden?
We would have been until this all happened. Since there is nobody coming out when this happens, I'll be more out in the open and come out and start to head towards them, skirting the fire and the explosions.
Same thing on, so actions on all of you.
So Leah will start walking towards Simon and Mariah.
So I was like,
Sorry, I got it. Somebody called me a second ago, so I couldn't hear if you were talking to me.
oh, yeah. So I'm
right.
coming up with Mariah. I'll be like, or coming up with Mariah, and I'm like, well, I don't see any action. They must not have been in the house. We probably need to go up to that cemetery. Let's see if we can find any tracks in the snow or anything to let us know that that's where they went.
As you say this, Simon, you look around and almost have a facepalm moment. You look and you see on the sidewalk loads of footprints from all the houses moving towards the Butte's house, and some of them moving around up towards Bald Mountain or Bald Cemetery.
It looks like that's the way we need to go. Just try and stay in their footprints. It'll be easier to get there.
Do we?
Makes sense.
Should we trample over their footprints?
That'll be fine.
All right, well, let's see what we can find, I guess. And Leah will actually pull out her new crossbow, and hold it in front of her.
And I'll lead the way. Go ahead. I was just saying I would lead the way up to the, following their footprints up to the bulb, whatever.
Do they wind up walking by where we are?
Oh yeah.
Because you'll be parallel to the way we're going.
I'm gonna turn off the car.
Yep.
And I'm gonna gather my thoughts. I'm gonna look back at John.
He just sort of. Yeah, I'm good.
Where'd Rebecca go?
He looks up at the top. You see him like look up, like stand on the back and look. She's not up there. He looks kind of like in the trees. I don't know what happened to her. I don't see a body. Hey, I see the others. As he kind of points and waves. You guys see him waving.
All right.
He's not just waving, but whatever.
I worry about, you think she's in the trees or something?
I don't know. Why'd she get onto the roof?
I don't know. She was, maybe she got
why'd they crash into the house?
I don't know. She's been touching me a lot. She probably got a contact buzz.
So,
yeah, let's get her.
Have you been here? I don't. They're gonna have some sort of main altar. We need to get to that.
Okay. Well, I got my chemical shit. I don't know if we need to make anything before we go up there.
Shit.
Yeah,
what?
I got my little meth lab. I mean, my little camera lab. In the van.
He looks around. I think your lab may be pretty fucked. As you see, it's all like jacked up and shit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I got this staff from.
Yeah, I don't know where you got that.
Yeah. I don't either. Maybe I should.
All right, what are we doing as he pops out of the van? They're going somewhere.
Let's go. I'm gonna go after Rebecca. Why don't you talk some sense into him and get us to be on the same page?
Listen, you need to leave her, okay?
Okay.
You need to
Okay.
leave her. She's not important. The world is important.
All right, man. Chill. It's all
No.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put on some snowshoes and grab my dirk and the staff and my little satchel and kind of use the staff to balance me
so
on the
Nord,
snow.
what are you doing?
And I'm gonna exit the van and kind of wave at
John
my
seems
friends.
nonplussed. He seems like he's worried.
Yeah, let's go. I think we go. Okay, John, let's go. I'm in. All right, let's go. I'm gonna get out
Okay.
of the van and I'm gonna start moving towards the
Bald
up the
hill.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are going around the left, and I'm assuming the rest of you going around the right.
Yeah, basically.
So you're
I was gonna say, when John was waving, I'm like,
oh, you actually mimed him. Okay.
yeah,
No one goes in the house.
I'm not.
No.
As you guys start up Bald Hill.
House is on fire.
Montage, as you guys move up, it is rough going. It's a little bit easier for Nord and John, as there's a clear path through the forest. For the rest of you, the snow is rather deep here. You can tell that the footfalls have been filled in mostly around here. As in, the people made this pilgrimage a little while ago, maybe several hours. But, you're in snow drifts up to your hip and trying to help each other up, stumbling around. You find the wrought iron gate of the Butte's backyard. You find the end of it. Does anyone look in there, or do you just kind of plug on and try to go up the hill?
I'll look in there.
Okay, so you take some time doing that. Nord and John, the same is up to you. You can continue the path. You're kind of on the hill already. So you can go up the path that's been cleared out by Simon's car. You can also, you see a point where you could climb down out of this path more into the woods and check out the backyard. You don't have to. It's up, you go into the forest.
So as we're going, I'm going to be talking. I guess we just go up the hill. I mean, the girls. I'm going to be whispering this to John. The girls, they were doing the seance thing up here, or like there was the.
Speak up a little bit because we can't hear you.
Lady Callie was doing some. They got the girls seance thing. There was
I see.
the statue. There's like some magic weird shit going with the statue and the.
You see him thinking about it.
It's
Almost like he knows something, but he's not saying anything.
like a
I see. Well,
a
if
basement.
you think the altar's up this way,
I
then
mean,
this is the way we should go.
it seems like it's. I mean, do we
I'm
see?
breaking all the rules
Do we hear?
coming here.
Do we hear anything? Hold on. Shh, stop. Let's listen. I'm gonna bid.
What do you
this.
bid? Okay.
I'm gonna bid. I've been through a lot.
That's what you bid?
No, I'm gonna bid no pain. To
As you sit there and listen.
just give it a minute.
Leah, you start looking in to this densely forested and very dark backyard through the gate. Are the rest of you continuing, or are you doing that as well?
I am continuing, and I assume
I am
you're right
continuing
about
with Simon now.
Yep. As you guys plug ahead, you two, you get a pretty good ways up the hill. You're not at the bluff yet, but you can, at this point, you can actually see Nord and John sort of slowly moving like they're listening to something. Leah, as you're peering in, you see some movement behind the tall bushes that are kind of obscuring, privacy bushes, basically. But you see maybe a couple people back there. You see there's this tall person, which could be the statue. You're not sure.
Although I
And
think we speculated last time that the statue is not just a statue, but Leah will. Does it look to me like the gate can be pushed open right now?
So you could potentially squeeze through, but the gate is on the backside. So you can get to it.
Leah will test if she can actually squeeze through.
What do you bid? I haven't eaten for 3 days. What do you?
The spook.
As you slide through, do you have any weapons on you, Leah, that shouldn't be able to get through this gate?
That shouldn't be able to get
like a halberd or something weird that you see, like a machine gun that Leah just happens to have.
I mean, I have the crossbow. But that's the only thing that's kind of bulky.
Okay, we'll say that you can get it through. As you're in the bush, what are you doing?
I'm gonna slowly sneak up and try and get as close as I can to see if I can hear the conversation.
You go as close as you can. It's still not close enough to like grab anybody. You're about 30 feet away, maybe. As you see next to that statue with the very large, like the wide bowl, you see an acolyte. You've seen these before. They're the red robes and such. Speaking with Loretta Levon. Loretta has clearly come from the house. She's wearing all white. It almost looks like a wedding dress. It has got a large train behind her. You notice that it's incredibly dark back here. There's some firelight going on here and there. Loretta has an imperious look to her, and you might notice that the shadows flit in a very strange way, almost like eyes are watching what's going on back here. There's an ominous feeling.
Okay. Why you got what? I mean, I guess I could have chosen to not go in the backyard, but why do you gotta do this to me right before I have to leave?
I'm just telling you.
I will hold my action until next game.
I told you 10 minutes before. You always like to be, you know what I do?
I will hold my action.
Bad guy.
I will hold my action until next game.
All right. As Leah,
Leah will remain observant.
Okay. Totally cool. All right. Well, on that, Leah, do you want to chill out for the next 5-10 minutes and watch there? Okay.
Yep.
The rest of you, almost to the bluff of the hill, as Nord, you shush John and listen, and you hear the chanting. Does anyone know what the chanting is?
What is it?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Moo.
Eres Kagel. Eres Kagel.
La Mahala Revulo.
Revulo Veko Seres Kagel. Eres Kagel.
The flood.
As you hear it being chanted on the hill.
Powers all.
And you hear this stop and kind of a muffled scream. Eres Kagel, Eres Kagel, as it starts up again.
John, I think we need to stop that. What do you think? Should we just go in all guns blazing?
I'm breaking every rule that I should be not breaking. As he turns to you real quick, Nord, you were right. I am technically a mystic of the 12 and 7. And I don't know what's going to happen to me because of this.
Look, man.
As he kind of is in his own thoughts. What were you saying, Simon?
I was going to say that Nord's cutting out. I couldn't hear what Nord was saying.
Oh. Sorry.
Okay, what do you guys do?
I just need to talk louder and deeper into the mic. I'm kind of far away from my mic tonight, so.
I think it's clipping you out when you get too soft. I think is what's happening.
I'm trying not to wake up my grandmother.
What there goes too.
John, all guns blazing. I mean, I've seen you do amazing things. Let's go, buddy.
As he starts up the mountain, Simon and Tony, you see those two start charging up the mountain. And
I'm
get there
bidding
before you, unless you do that. Go on.
I'm bidding observant. I'm going to be like, I'm going to look at Mariah and Tony and be like, they're going in fast. Let's let them hit first, and then we second wave attack. Keep it a little bit quieter, and we'll start moving quicker but quieter. So that way, like, they hit, and then we see what happens, and then we hit, basically.
Yeah. All right. As Tony, is that what you do?
Yeah. So I say we're gonna interrupt what they got going on.
Yes, we need to stop whatever ritual they're doing.
I mean, all I'm saying is, if we let the ritual go on for a while longer, I mean, they'll sacrifice more of them. That could be less of them that can attack us.
They're not They're probably not sacrificing their own people.
I mean, it could like pare the numbers down, right?
Idaway could be up there. Idaway could be the one that they're torturing right now.
It is God. It is God.
All right. Yeah. Point taken.
As you guys start going up there, Simon, you guys are right at the bluff as you see Nord and John run onto the top and run in. And it is at that moment, Simon, you look back and notice Mariah's not with you. She's lagged behind, not that far, but she's turned back towards the house. As you turn back and you guys are being quiet, she looks up, she goes, "There's my mom. She was right here."
Your mom can take care of herself.
What do you bid?
I will bid authoritative. Your mom
Okay.
can take care of herself. Stick with me right now. That's the safest for you.
You see her really torn up about this as she kind of shakes her head and, trusting you, nods and then follows you guys up. Nord and
All right, John, stay back here and cover me. I'm gonna go in alone and see if I can do something stupid.
All right, so you get up there. You see the different large statues. You see some of the pine trees. There are a few trees up here.
Yeah.
The tombstones and then the flat tombstones that you see out ahead on this large swath, this open piece. It is cold. You just guess how cold. It's hard to breathe.
Yeah.
It's so cold. You see cultists in a circle. Maybe 12, maybe 20. It's hard to tell. They're packed in very tight. There's this fire going, and you see a couple of them carrying this person who's been stripped down, and they're stabbing him as they're walking him up.
Can
as
I
they
spin cunning?
put him into the... This is a little bit further away from you.
Okay.
So this is world action. As you see what they heard, this guy get murdered. They open up for them, go in, and you see fire roar. At this point, as you see the next guy coming, yes, you can spin cunning.
All right, can I spin cunning? And I still have my goat pelt on because I never took it off. I mean, it's cold. I still have it on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
changed.
Rocking a goat pelt the whole time.
yeah, and I'm gonna bid badge and clipboard to work my way in close.
Okay.
Eerie
right, these guys are wearing-
eerie cable.
And with
All right,
that,
these guys-
I always say good night. Good luck,
All right.
guys.
All right.
Night.
All right, as Nord, you roll in. These guys are wearing the red robes, but you're rolling in with your goat.
It's fine.
Belt on.
And I'm kind of doing like this, kind of hunched over.
As you're doing your thing, you notice from your peripheral vision, Nord, a couple people off to the side that you didn't see because they weren't just making themselves known. Turn and they start walking towards you rather quickly. As
Okay.
you're about halfway to the circle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna really.
This is cunning, so you are moving. What are you doing at this point?
I'm really going in fast.
So you're running in now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm kind of like I imagine clipboarded in. So I was acting like, but it was like a big bouncy, jumpy, distractive. And do I see anybody?
You see what I said.
Yeah. I don't see like a leader or like a.
You see
they're
exactly
just doing
what I said. You're not there yet.
All right, and then I'm gonna be like, I have arrived, and I throw down. I throw down my. I have some.
Okay, hold. We're doing like 15 actions. Hold on.
Okay, it's
hold
fine.
on. I'm trying to get one thing at a time, and you're trying to stay one step ahead of what I'm saying.
That's fine.
We got to deal with one thing at a time.
Good.
So, it's cool what you're doing. It's just you have to obey the laws of what is happening in front of you, which I don't want to describe again, right? So you have these two people who have clearly seen you're not one of them, and they're coming after you.
Right.
Now, you don't know what they're thinking. You're about halfway there.
Yeah.
I need to know what you're doing at this point. Are you going sally forth into it?
I'm not attacking. I'm proclaiming.
Okay.
I have arrived from the deep. I am the wizard of the underworld, and I take I grab out of one of my pouches some apprentice powder, and I throw it in front of him, and it explodes in this big steamy.
That's exactly what happens. All right, roll a d6. Tell me if it's a 1.
All right. It's a 4.
Boom! As you are Tim, as in from Monty Python. Boom! This explosion. You get the antlers and everything, and the furs. As a few of the people in the circle turn. Oh! At the explosion, Simon and Tony, you see all this happen. John's like, the fuck? As he levels his pistol at this 50, 60 feet away from him. So it's pretty far. The two guys that were coming towards you are knocked back. Their hoods kind of come off. You see that they look vaguely familiar to you, Nord. They look like rich people that you saw before in Grosse Pointe. Or perhaps in the bar, as in the rich people bar. What's it called again? The
Blue Note.
As there's a moment of what the fuck, a pause. Some of the chanting actually dies down a little bit, still going. There's a beat. Simon, Tony, what are you doing?
I move forward. I'm getting in range to. It is a reactionary, but I'm getting in range to where I can start shooting, but I'm not shooting yet. I'm waiting to. Like I said,
So you're on top of the hill. You're in the open, but you're moving forward.
Yeah. Is there any cover I can get?
Not really.
No.
A little bit.
Okay.
There's some trees that those guys were using.
Yeah, I'll just kind of try and stick a little closer to the trees.
Okay.
So if somebody were to look at me, they'd probably see me, but I'm trying to be a little bit more discreet.
Mariah's shadowing you. Tony, what are you doing?
I'm going to move over to make sure that if I have to take a shot, I will have a clear shot at them and Nord won't be in the background.
Okay, you do. Nord, there's a moment that you have caused this a couple beats of what the
As
fuck?
you know, Lady Callie is with us no more, and I have taken upon myself to bring in the ceremony as we will complete. But there are new words that you didn't know about to get eternal life.
Throw down.
Oh gosh. I mean, this is badge and clipboard will do so much.
A couple or several of the cultists turn and they start moving forward as these guys move forward too, and you're uncertain what their intentions are.
Throw another apprentice powder down.
You're trying to keep them at bay?
No, I'm just throwing it like
the
guy. I'm not being aggressive.
Pocket
I'm just
glitter.
being I'm
Pocket
being
glitter.
Yeah.
expressive.
Okay.
I'm getting their attention.
down.
I'm just distracting. I got 3 successes from that throwdown.
All right. You see the cultist come up, bewildered, both mechanically and narratively. You need to be in the circle then, as they grab you by the arms and like picking you up, carry you towards the circle. As you see the circle open up and be like, come brother, it is Cargill. He has new words, it is Cargill. As you see the Simon and Tony, you see the circle close behind Nord.
Oh shit.
That is where we're ending.
That's funny.
There's a moment of John going, what the fuck? Good. All right. It's going to be fun. It'll be fun. So, that was the Dreadies. The Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
The Red Writ. We got the Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, Mr. Ken Howl, Daniel Holker, and myself, Bill Bunkum. We're playing DreadLore. That's Dread, L-O-R-E. Go to DreadLore.com to find out all about the goodness. You can jump on the newsletter and get a bunch of free tabletop role-playing game stuff. You can get a book and all the great stuff. I want to thank Couch Fire Media for the immediate production and kicking a whole lot of butt when it comes to the technicalities. I want to thanks to all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt for the music. Check out all lowercase letters. It's all in lowercase letters on all the socials, as well as Mr. Interrupt for their music. I want to thank the Patreon people, patreon.com/DreadLore, for hooking us up with a little bit of cash so we can keep this all going. It'd be Daniel Holker, Tim Roberts, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline. If you want to join that, it would help us out a whole lot. Subscribe, like, follow, all that good stuff. Helps us out a ton. We'll love you to death for it. Thanks to Replay.
Yeah.
Productions for whatever they do.
What do they do?
Also, thanks to our sponsor tonight, Pants. We appreciate you. Please develop pockets next. All right. We'll be back next Monday at exactly 7 p.m. Eastern Standard to rock and roll the Red Writ. The Red
The Red Writ.
See you guys.